Good morning. Is this on?
It might be.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. I'm Beth Smith, and I'm the marketing director for the college. Thank you so much for joining us. Sure. Good morning. I'm Beth Smith. I'm the Senior Director of Marketing for the college. Thank you so much for joining us. What you're seeing is the procession, and your students and loved ones will be, and our faculty will be processing just a few blocks around, and they will be re-entering the campus right over there. So give them a few minutes. This is our tradition. We're very excited. We've had to postpone, or I should say, curtail our lovely procession during the pandemic, and this is the first time we've been able to do it since the pandemic started. So you will get a chance to see them come through the campus. They will be walking for about 15 minutes up and around our campus. So, then we'll be welcoming them back. They'll walk right through this area, and we have photographers and videographers on site to capture that. You'll also see some of our staff who are stationed at various strategic places along the route with their cell phones to do as best of a live stream feed of the procession as they can. Those joining us remotely will not be able to see this, so this is just for all of you here today. And we'll capture as the video footage and share it as well. Thank you. Good morning. The students have turned at 6th Street. They'll be coming straight down the procession route in just a moment. If you would all like to just take a breath and enjoy this moment. They are so excited, and we're excited to have all of you. If you would please silence your phones as soon as they are seated, we will begin the ceremony, and we are grateful to have you here. Thank you so much.
Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to the Class of 2021 Commencement Ceremony. My name is Dr. Guy Reed, and I serve as Dean of the College of Medicine, Phoenix. Would you please stand to join me and the College of Medicine, Phoenix Student Choir for the singing of our national anthem? Please stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay, please be seated again. We are honored to have students, family, friends, and loved ones joining us today. I am excited to be with you here today in our first outdoor ceremony in the college's history. We hold this ceremony in the shadow of an ultra-modern building that signifies our commitment to innovation and to progress. Yet we wear ancient regalia, showing that we are faithful to the ideals of humanism, honor, professionalism, and compassion. To make it safe and healthy for us to gather together today, it was necessary to limit the number of people on this campus. I would like to express my gratitude to everyone for showing your consideration and grace. Some graduates have chosen to join us virtually. We will recognize every graduate, no matter where they are. I want to welcome all of the family, friends, faculty, staff, and students and partners who are joining us virtually today for the class of 2021. We were thrilled to resume our cherished tradition of processing from the campus along the streets of downtown Phoenix, led by a pipe and drum corps. This honors the culmination of your medical journey, alongside people walking alongside those who have loved and supported them in every step. This class holds a special place in my heart. We started together in our new roles in 2017, and there are many moments that have marked our collective journey, and I am enormously proud of you all. We have witnessed extraordinary moments that will define and continue to refine the role and value of physicians in treating disease, discovering new therapies, addressing health disparities, educating the public, and fighting for social justice. I'm so appreciative of the students, faculty, and staff and partners who have orchestrated this unique celebration. It is a testament to our culture of dedication and innovation for which our college is known. We are blessed today to have tremendous leadership here at the University of Arizona. And I'd like to acknowledge our leaders. I will ask them to stand, and would you hold your applause until the end? Dr. Robert Robbins, President of the University of Arizona. Dr. Larry Penley is joining us virtually. He's chair of the Arizona Board of Regents. Dr. Michael Dake is joining us virtually. He's senior vice president for the University of Arizona Health Sciences. Dr. Stephen Lieberman, senior associate dean of academic affairs. Dr. Lisa Shaw Patel, interim associate dean for student affairs. Dr. Glenn Fogarty, associate dean of admissions and recruitment. He is not able to join us today because of a back injury, but instead we have Dr. Susan Kibe, who will be joining in his stead. Welcome, Susan. Dr. Katie Bright, Associate Dean of Clinical and Competency-Based Evaluation, and Dr. Cheryl O'Malley, Associate Dean of Medical Education, and Dr. Chris Glembotsky, Associate Dean for Research and Director of the Translational Cardiovascular Research Center. I'd also like to acknowledge the College of Medicine department chairs and distinguished leaders. Would you please stand? And there are many joining us today virtually. May I have a hand for all of these distinguished guests? Okay, you may be seated. And I will especially be excited to welcome our commencement speaker, Dr. Aletha Maybank, later in a visual and audio presentation to you all. During the last 4 years, another very distinguished group has played a critical role in the personal and professional development of our graduates. To all of our faculty, I am sure that I speak for every graduate here today when I say thank you for your invaluable contributions as teachers and mentors. And our faculty work closely together with an outstanding staff who have also contributed significantly to every aspect of your education. Graduate, I am sure that you would not be here today without the limitless love and support from your family and your friends who are here to celebrate with you. Please join me in expressing appreciation for their tremendous contributions. Would you please stand so that we can honor you? Thank you. Class of 2021. You are an extraordinary group of students, and you are becoming physicians during an extraordinary time. For your lives, you'll be shaped by experience with one of the greatest pandemics of all time. It radically changed your education and your personal life. It has profoundly affected every person on this planet. It has caused 3.3 million deaths. You have seen that medicine, science, and public health are the antidotes for pandemics. You have seen the extraordinary power of medical science in developing vaccines that can reduce the risk of serious or fatal illness by more than 95%. You have seen physicians rapidly improve care for COVID-19 patients to reduce serious illness and mortality. Your education and our profession are built on a foundation of science, which reveals the causes of disease and the methods of prevention and of cures. At the same time, you've learned, and the COVID pandemic has reminded every one of us, that social factors dictate whether people have access to medical care, food, healthy environments, and the knowledge that they need to maintain their health. Regrettably, you've also seen how fear, politics, racial inequities, and other factors can prevent communities from realizing the benefits of medicine and science. This pandemic has hurt us. It has unmasked structural inequities in our system. It has also given us many profound insights. It has shown us that we need scientists who are leaders, as well as scientists who understand the social determinants of health. We need physicians who are teachers, healers, leaders who can connect with diverse communities. Each one of you has the talent to create a better and a healthier future, where advances in the science and art of medicine are equitably enjoyed by everyone. However, equity will not come without your personal commitment to making change. Let your unique experiences during COVID-19 ignite your passion and inspire others. Make compassion, inspiration, and distinction the hallmarks of your career. You've had a big impact on us all, and you have the capacity to have a big, lifelong impact on the communities that you serve. A few minutes from now, we will have the joy and the honor to be among the first to address you as doctor. And in that moment of recognition, you will become part of the family of physicians. Your lives, your opportunities, and your responsibilities will be forever changed. We pray that today marks the beginning of a long and fulfilling career in which you serve and improve the lives of patients and community throughout Arizona and the rest of the United States. Class of 2021, we are really proud of you. You have our deepest and our fondest congratulations. We are grateful that you are coming forward in our moment of need. This may be the last time that we see many of you for a while. I'd like to leave you with a blessing, a non-denominational blessing, and an inspiration that is loosely borrowed from the book of Numbers and from the singer and the songwriter, Bob Dylan. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May all your dreams come true. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you grow to be righteous, dignified, and true. May love be ever with you and inspire everything that you do. May you always heal those in need and help those with less than you. And wherever you are called to serve, class of 2021, we will always be here for you. Now I invite our president, Dr. Robert Robbins, to extend a welcome from the University of Arizona.
Thank you, Dean Reed. I'm so excited for the graduating students today. This is for you. There were thousands, literally thousands of people who wanted to be in your seat, but you were selected. Make the most of it. You made us all proud, as Dean Reed said. I'm a rising senior at the University of Arizona, so I started at the same time you did. And I'm so honored to be here in person with you and the people who love you and have supported you to celebrate today. You've reached a milestone in your lives by earning your degrees. And now we're all excited to see the impact you're going to have on the world. This past year, I've been so impressed with the Wildcat spirit. I've seen our students' compassion for helping one another. This has been tough, and you can only get through it through your own social network. And those are the people you spend time with outside of work and those that you go to discuss important decisions like, where am I going to match? So congratulations to all of you who matched. I've seen our students' innovative spirit working side by side with faculty experts, and we have world-class faculty members at the University of Arizona who've made meaningful discovery and helped with the pandemic. And you were able to work side by side with many of those faculty members to find solutions to the challenges of COVID-19. And I've seen our students achieve their personal goals through one of the most difficult times in recent history. Our graduates from the College of Medicine Phoenix have been at the front lines of the pandemic, and I'm so proud of what you have done to date and what you will do in your careers going forward. Last year, I talked to our graduating medical students about the importance of physicians truly seeing the individuals they're treating and not just viewing their numbers through a computer screen. What renowned physician and best-selling author Abraham Verghese calls the eye patient. I talked about the significance of the physical exam as a ritual of trust and care, a sign of promise to be there with our patients no matter what. So remember that. It's not just a number. Even though I'll remind you that you just completed 1,900 steps and 1.3 miles as we walked around. One of the most inspiring graduation events. And as you look back on it and you go to many others, I don't think you'll ever see one like this. So soak it all in. I know you have to sit there and listen to all of what we're saying, but try to live in the moment and hear and just enjoy this. I believe these values have been even more important as we adapt to the COVID-19 pandemic. As patients are isolated in the midst of sometimes punishing and often fatal illness, it's so important that we see their humanity and that we remember they have people they love who love them in return. While the physical exam may look different in the midst of the pandemic, we can and should still have compassion for our patients, and we must still advocate for them at every turn. COVID-19 has changed how people interact with their physicians, and as more people are relying on, you're going to have to adapt to that too. I know a neurosurgeon who's looking at MRIs and having FaceTime chats with patients pre-op and sees them right before they go into the operating room. You're going to have to adapt to that as well. You're graduating into a challenging moment for our profession and for the world as a whole. But as you are prepared, we are confident that you can overcome these challenges. You have all the support of the University of Arizona. You're entering a profession dedicated to the service of others, and it's an incredible calling, and I congratulate you all on this achievement and what you will do going forward. I know I speak on behalf of all of us at the University of Arizona when I say how proud we all are of your determination and impact that you're going to make. Before I finish, I'll go off script for a second. I'm pretty impressed, Dean, that you broke out Robert Zimmerman, unless their parents or their loved ones turned them on to it. But I don't know what the meaning of life is, but I think the Dean hit on something that Bob Dylan hit on in his lyrics. And I believe there's something around serving others that are less fortunate than you are. And it's not a surprise to any of us that the inequalities that Dean Reed spoke about in this pandemic just shine a bright light on hundreds of years of social injustice and inequities that we've seen in our health system. You can help change that. Not only do less fortunate individuals have higher rates of COVID-19 infection and often die at higher rates than others, but they also have higher cardiovascular disease, cancer, and diabetes. So I challenge you to look forward and help be part of a brighter future for everyone in the world and everyone you'll treat. So congratulations again to the class of 2021. Bear down and go Cats.
Thank you, President Robbins. I will now invite Dr. Larry Penley to give greetings on behalf of the Arizona Board of Regents. Dr. Penley is joining us virtually today.
Congratulations. On behalf of the Arizona Board of Regents, it is my honor to congratulate each of you for what you have accomplished. You have, and will have today, a university degree. A university degree that you have spent long weeks, months, and years earning. It is something that has provided for you the critical thinking skills that you will need throughout your life. It has provided for you an opportunity that those without a college degree do not have. An opportunity for the new economy, an economy that will be driven through your lives by the need for increased sophisticated technological skills. It is a society that also will need the kind of individuals like you who will be prepared to participate in our democracy in a way that those without a college education don't usually participate. First of all, you'll have the critical thinking skills to evaluate information that you receive. You're far more likely to vote. You're far more likely to provide community service. That's the consequence of a college degree. You're going to graduate in a time, I know, that doesn't have the kind of jobs that you may have wished for. But I have to tell you, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic for you and for me. This is an economy, especially here in Arizona, that has been more resilient than the economy in much of our country. It is an economy that has already begun to show the kind of job growth that will matter to you as you enter your careers and graduate from the university. This is a time, I believe, to be optimistic. And I know that's a struggle these days with all that we see and hear. But it is a time for you to commence on your career with the kind of experience, the kind of knowledge and skills that will serve you well throughout your life. On behalf of the Arizona Board of Regents, congratulations.
Chair Penley. It's now a particular honor to present the Stuart D. Flynn Master Educator Award. This is an award given by you to one of our outstanding teachers. Dr. Flynn was an excellent teacher who dedicated countless hours to medical education, as well as service to underserved schools in our community. Dr. Flynn served as the second dean of the College of Medicine. The recipient of this award is selected by you as someone who exemplifies dedication, hard work, compassion, and the discipline that it takes to be a great educator. This year's winner is Dr. Laura Mercer. Let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Mercer. She serves as the clerkship director for obstetrics and gynecology and is director of the intercessions course during years 3 and 4. The OBGYN clerkship provides all of you with foundational experiences in women's health, and of course gives you the opportunity to bring new life into this world. The interception course also provides you with the opportunity to engage in structured didactic content that is best addressed while actively involved in patient care. This year, Dr. Mercer and her team were challenged to create this important learning environment in the midst of a pandemic. They engaged you all as they developed alternate methods to convey this valued training. This is what some of you had to say about Dr. Mercer. Dr. Mercer has been such an integral part to medical education. She is hands down the most organized, receptive, and responsive person at our school. She is not only an excellent teacher and cares about learning, but she supports the whole person. She listens to our feedback. This was apparent with major changes between 2 periods of virtual intercessions. She is deserving of this award. On behalf of the College of Medicine, congratulations, Dr. Mercer. And now something I know that you've been looking forward to. This is our student speaker who was selected by you all to deliver the student commencement address. Please welcome Mohammed Musa as he shares the title, In My Feelings.
It's a little bit lower. Looks good up here. Good morning, class of 2021, faculty, family, friends, and hopeful pre-meds watching on YouTube Live. Welcome to the University of Arizona College of Medicine Phoenix, class of 2021, commencement. First and foremost, a belated happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there watching. I would like to start by thanking our distinguished faculty and staff, our families, and our friends who have made this opportunity possible for us today. I would also like to take time to recognize those who cannot be with us today, whether due to pandemic restrictions or, sadly, those we've lost along the way. We would not be here without you. My name is Mohammed Musa, and I have had the distinct pleasure of serving as your class representative for the last 4 years. I am extremely grateful for the opportunity to speak on your behalf. It is an honor to celebrate this day with you as we finally get to add MD to our Facebook and Instagram bios and answer the flight attendant when they ask for a physician on board. Unless you went to UC Irvine for undergrad and matched into radiology, probably don't say anything. Class of 2021, how are we feeling today? Standing up here today can only be summarized by the words of the great philosopher, Aubrey Drake Graham. You guys got me in my feelings. I want to spend time today summarizing the moments that brought us all here today and the feelings we all felt throughout our journey. The first feeling, inspiration. I remember the first time stepping foot on this campus, in 2016, when I went on a tour with my older sister. I remember seeing the older med students looking so professional, confident, and attractive in their stolen hospital scrubs and couldn't wait for the day I was in their shoes. I'm here now. Although I feel confident and professional, I think I still have some work to do in the attractive department. The second feeling, passion. Who remembers the feeling of getting accepted into medical school? A few hands. I remember very distinctly getting the call from Dr. Fogarty telling me I was accepted into U of A Phoenix. It was a Monday morning and I was in a horrible mood. My dad and I had gotten into a small argument the night before about my laziness of doing landscaping work around the house, and coincidentally, one of the irrigation pipes in the front yard burst the following morning. My bad, Dad. I was midway through repairing the pipe, hands and feet covered in dirt and mud, when my phone rang. As soon as Dr. Fogarty spoke, in a conference call with Patty Hamilton, a mentor that I will never forget, I let out a few colorful words of excitement before they even told me I was accepted into medical school. This is a moment that I will truly never forget. I relay this story because I too have heard the many stories of my classmates, the moments that they were accepted into medical school, the circumstances they were all in, both in current time and in life, and the impact that one phone call made on all of our lives, even if we were covered in dirty irrigation water. Some of us were never meant to be here. I certainly wasn't. I take a look at my parents, both immigrants from Palestine, who came here, like so many others, in search of a better life for their families. I remember the stories of my father, working in New York City, in gas stations, bakeries, and as a delivery driver, working to afford his college courses, and who is now an aerospace engineer working on a NASA project sending our next rocket to the moon. I take a look at my mother, who 2 years ago finished her PhD in linguistics at the age of 52 after raising 5 children, 3 of who will go through this very campus and educational curriculum. She's now a professor at Arizona State University, and although she's a Sun Devil, she is still one of my greatest role models and sources of inspiration. Without the sacrifices and passion of my parents, I would not be standing here. I bring this up because many of us have various stories of the sacrifices, experiences, and our passion for medicine, which brought us to where we are today, accomplishing a common goal, giving us the ability to add doctor to our contact names in our friends' phones. The next feeling, pride. Let's talk about the first 3 years of school. Definitely more name programs elsewhere in the Phoenix area. And finally, fourth year. Can I really do this speech without mentioning the pandemic? Our fourth year took our feelings on a roller coaster, a time that we had moments of panics that ultimately led to feelings of camaraderie and resilience. This last year, we saw the biggest weaknesses of our healthcare system come crashing around us. Our plans for residency and rotations were torn away in an instant. We often felt forgotten as students, put aside, and told to wait for a solution and that it would all be okay. Instead, we stood up. Our class became leaders overnight, starting with PPE donation drives, working with the brightest minds in the state in creating innovative personal protective solutions, and volunteering our time staffing COVID hotlines and even on the internal medicine floors of our very own Banner Hospital. In the same period, our world was shaken to its core by the tragic murders of Dante Wright, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and the many black individuals before and after them. Again, our class stood up. I remember seeing my fellow classmates marching beside me and so many others in the very streets of downtown Phoenix, fighting for basic human rights. The actions of our peers showed that we can and will continue to stand up for what we believe is right in this world. The next feeling, triumph. These moments defined us as human beings, especially as we took on step 2, working on our residency applications and learning how to interview virtually across the nation, all while being dubbed healthcare heroes. Many of us match into our dream specialties in our dream cities. I for sure am super excited to move to a city I've only been to once in my life. Shout out Sacramento, California. But all of our success and accomplishments does not mean our work is done. Our world is changing rapidly, socially, ethnically, economically, and medically. We must continue to fight for those who cannot. Our unique privilege of becoming physicians places us in a level of power where we can be the forefront of change for the betterment of humanity. And now here we are, at the end of a very expensive, long year, long vacation that they call fourth year, ready to truly enter the ever-changing healthcare world. Now I would like my classmates to stand up. Yes, physically stand up. Yes, you too, Ryan. I know you're still seated at home. Take a look around you at your classmates, family, friends, and faculty, and realize we are all here because of them. Think about your patients who taught you what it truly was to be patient. And think about those marginalized communities who the system has failed time and time again. Okay, you may all be seated now. Despite all that we have been through, this is not enough. As graduation speaker, it is an expectation for me to impart wisdom on you all. However, I find it very, very difficult to do so when I have learned so much from all of you. I will leave you all with my favorite quote by Maya Angelou. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. I've talked a lot about feelings today: inspiration, passion, pride, resilience, triumph. Now I ask you to never forget what those around you made you feel, and never forget how you are making your patients and every person you will interact with feel. And now I, Mohammed Musa, Dr. Mohammed Musa, first-generation Arab American and proud Muslim, thank you all for the 4 most incredible years and feelings of my life. Bear down and congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you. Very, very soon to be, Dr. Musa. Okay. It's my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Aletha Maybank. Dr. Aletha Maybank is going to join us virtually today. She serves as the inaugural Chief Equity Officer and Group Vice President of the American Medical Association. In her role, through her distinguished career, Dr. Maybank is focused on ending health inequalities. As Associate Commissioner and later Deputy Commissioner, she launched the Center for Health Equity, a new division in the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. She's championed transformational change in culture and public health by making public health equity integral to individuals and communities. Her work has been recognized and adapted by city agencies throughout the country. Thanks to her leadership and to her advocacy, physicians and health professionals are taking an active role to achieve equity and diversity in healthcare. She shares our mission of building healthy communities across the U.S. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Aletha Maybank. Please welcome Dr. Maybank.
Hello, graduates, and all of the family members, loved ones, and friends who are sharing this moment with you. It's my absolute honor to be here and congratulate you on behalf of the American Medical Association's Center for Health Equity. Firstly, although I'm not there with you in person, I want to acknowledge we are all living off ancestral lands of Indigenous peoples, and let's celebrate the resilience and strength that all Indigenous people have shown in this country and worldwide. So you've made it, and you've made it through one of the toughest moments in recent history on our planet and in healthcare. Moments that have tested all of our humanity's bodies, hearts, and spirits literally, especially those of healthcare professionals such as yourselves. You know, to be a physician is a tremendous privilege, not afforded to many. The privilege to enter people's lives who are absolute strangers, in which they hand over their keys to vulnerability and trust. Trust that you are going to always do the best that you can do to promote and protect their health and well-being. When I finished medical school, a new millennia had just begun. Dr. Satcher, David Satcher, was the 16th Surgeon General at the time, and I remember him well as he launched the United States Department of Health and Human Services roadmap to a nation's better health entitled Healthy People 2010. And I heard this idea of eliminating health disparities for the first time. About a year after medical school finished for me, we had a major deadly disaster that entered this country, and in New York City more specifically. September 11th, 2001, also known as 9/11, forever altered how we viewed the world, and it changed our way of life, much in the way that COVID has and will continue doing so. David Satcher's vision of eliminating health inequities didn't happen in 2010. And our COVID-19, our newest public health crisis, and racism, our always existing public health crisis, reminds us that injustices that impact the health of people and communities are entrenched and are a result of generations of policies that structure discrimination into the very systems that are to make us whole, such as housing, transportation, education, employment, and most importantly to many of us, our own healthcare system. So over the coming months and years, the United States medical system will struggle to adapt to a new post-pandemic norm. This new day calls upon all of you to know and understand what creates health more broadly beyond the halls and walls of the healthcare system, the hospitals and doctors' offices, and understand how larger political, historical, structural, social, and cultural contexts in which we all live impact our patients' health, your health, and the health of your loved ones. You must now gain an individual and institutional understanding of social justice and how to operationalize it in the service of health and social well-being of communities. It requires us, as Brian Stevenson says, to get proximate to the people who are suffering, to prioritize and integrate the voices and ideas of peoples and communities experiencing great injustice and who have been historically excluded, exploited, deprived of needed resources to thrive, whether they're communities of color, women, people with disabilities, people with low wealth, people identified as LGBTQ+, and those in rural and urban communities alike. This new day pushes new physicians to develop a critical consciousness that seeks truth and acknowledges the historical harms that powerful organizations, including my own, of the American Medical Association have both intentionally and unintentionally made invisible. Ultimately, you must remember we are all born equal, and health is our human right. I truly believe you will need to embrace joining medical care and public health in ways that facilitate system building that aligns the two fields instead of segregating them. You will have the opportunity to reimagine, dismantle, decolonize, redesign, and reconstruct the healthcare and public health systems through a vision that reclaims a much broader understanding of health. a vision that centers health and racial social justice, humanizes yourselves, affirms human rights, and embraces joy. Our bold path forward that's necessary seeks to pivot from ambivalence to urgent action, from euphemisms to explicit conversations about power, racism, gender, class oppression, forms of discrimination and exclusion, from passive to specific actions supported by resource distribution and infrastructure change, from rationalization and good intentions to comprehensive analysis of structures, systems, policies, practices, leading to real change and impact, and from lack of accountability to an active embrace of equity and justice as a core mission and strategy. Health is political, and the United States response to the COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the need for medicine to have an explicit political voice. Doing so means that we're going to have to expand our public voice and partner with folks in traditional media, as well as social media and other platforms. Health will also require our voices in the halls of Congress, in state and local government offices, and we will need to use our voice by voting. In 1970, a time that was also viewed to be in absolute chaos, the author James Baldwin wrote in an open letter to Angela Davis, a civil rights activist who was jailed at the time, "Since we live in an age in which silence is not only criminal but suicidal, I have been making as much noise as I can." Ultimately, you are going to have to choose how you're going to show up as a physician with the grace and understanding that your choice will evolve over time. You're going to have to find out what gives you purpose behind a piece of paper and the letters MD after your name, and answer questions such as, what is going to give me hope to persevere and push through moments when you're tired and exhausted, as so many of you and your colleagues were over this past year and a half? And also ask, how do we inspire power held by a few to be and do differently beyond their own self-interest and own experiences, and to really care? I fight injustice in healthcare, as many as you know, and so what gives me hope is the realization that I am part of a legacy of fighters, healers, door openers, who also wanted to be free and liberated and enjoy the opportunity to have the conditions, the resources, and power to achieve optimal health. I feel a strong sense of obligation and responsibility to that legacy that has allowed me to even be here with you and speak with you today. As I mentioned, you will evolve. I'm evolving as a physician and choosing how I'm going to show up. My advocacy skills have sharpened and quickened on behalf of my patients, my physicians, teams that I work with, and myself. My voice is more clear and powerful and strategic in finding ways to move hearts and souls, to really care and truly understand. Satcher more recently expressed, we need leaders who care enough, who know enough, who will do enough, and who will persist in the effort. And I also add, less leaders who feel the need to intellectualize harm experienced by many communities. I truly look forward to the leadership of your class and generation. Many of you are already leading and using your voices to advocate for social change and justice, a better America, a better healthcare system, and I encourage you to continue doing so and to encourage your physician colleagues to do the same. The world in many ways is looking at healthcare and its community. As Grace Lee Boggs shared in The Seeds of Change, these are the times to grow our souls. Each of us is called upon to embrace the conviction that despite the powers and principalities bent on commodifying all human relationships, we have the power within us to create a world anew. So congratulations, and I hope you find some fun ways to enjoy this COVID celebration time. Wishing you the best in life. Congratulations again, and take care.
I'd now like to welcome our Interim Associate Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Lisa Shah Patel, to introduce the class of 2021 and begin the hooding ceremony. Dr. Patel.
Thank you, Dean Reed. I'm honored to be here this morning to participate in awarding you graduates with the designation of Doctor of Medicine We are delighted to recognize every graduate from the class of 2021. My distinguished colleagues, Dr. Steve Lieberman, Dr. Susan Kide, Dr. Katie Bright, and Dr. Paul Stanley will do the honors of hooding the graduates who are on campus. We will then recognize the graduates joining virtually as they are hooded by a loved one. As a reminder, the ceremony will be recorded in its entirety. It will be made available on the college's YouTube channel. Please welcome the Senior Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Steve Lieberman. Dr. Lieberman, would you please step forward to hood the following graduates? Zubair Ahmed. Evan Thomas Austin. Saro Avedikian. Samuel Blake Beeger. Mary Fisaye Berhe. Roy Anzen Bisht. Cecilia Chow. Annalisa Elaine Cox. Kelly Elizabeth Doss. Mitchell Sparling Davis. Caitlin Donna DeGraffenreid. Linnea Elise Dixon. Tanner Scott Ellsworth. Weston Heath Frazier. Kevin Scott Gokenhauer. Rand Maria Hanna. Thank you, Dr. Lieberman. I would now like to introduce Career Advisor, Dr. Susan Keib. Jamie Krista Hearn. Kylie Jenna Jenkins. Bhupinder Rose Kaur. Manroop Kaur. Parina Carr. Mohammed Iqbal Khan. Sanad Khan. Sukhdeep Singh Khurana. Jenna Koblinski.
Thank you.
David Lee. Alicia Ardith Leslie. Akshara Mala. Thank you, Dr. Kaib. I would now like to welcome the Associate Dean of Clinical and Competency-Based Education, Dr. Katie Bright, to hood the next group of graduates. Philip Mikowski, almost. Hallie Metter. Paulo Enrique Flori Biacho Miro. Matthew Robert Mitchell. Mohammed Musa. Bryce Taylor Munter. Julia Not Kim Win. Caitlin Elkers. Tyler James Pascavis. Megha Patel. Parth Mahendra Patel. Karen Foe. Tori A.N. Prin. Jasper Lau Piracan. Madison Rostowski. Day. Thank you, Dr. Bright. Please welcome the Associate Dean of Curricular Affairs and Program Evaluation, Dr. Paul Stanley, to hood the next group of graduates. Shundeen Alora Sam. Nicole Alexia Segaline. Marzia Fatima Shah. Caitlin Simmons. Ian Marcel Singleton. Zachary Edward Sitton. Savion Javoni Smith. Sally Ann Statham. Neil Harrison Behill. Chriselle Renee White. Maggie Xiong. Aishwarya Chunder Anapelli. Rebecca K. Young. Justin Lee Zion. Thank you, Dr. Stanley. We will now recognize the graduates who are joining us virtually. I will call their names individually, and we will see them on the screen. The students will be hooded by their loved ones. Dane G. Alzate. Cecilia Cruz. Ishan Jatin Das. Brian Mohammed Farhat. Aaron Denelli Harnett. Cody Miller Munoz. Nicole Alexandra Salovitz. Kristen Alvamo Taylor. Samantha Sue Jimin Donna Irene Taylor. Suhita Viravelli. Congratulations, class who are here present, as well as those virtually. Dean Lieberman, would you do the honor of presenting for conferral of degrees?
Thank you, Dr. Shah Patel. The doctorate is the highest degree conferred by any university. Among doctoral degrees, the Doctor of Medicine stands apart for the trust society places in its recipients. This trust comes with responsibilities to always put their patient's best interest before their own, to contribute to their profession and junior colleagues, and to contribute through discovery and dissemination for the betterment of our society and humankind. We're immensely proud of the class of 2021. As students, they leave a legacy of involvement, and as physicians, they shape a community of alumni. On behalf of the entire academic affairs team, it is my honor to present you these candidates for the Doctor of Medicine degree from the University of Arizona College of Medicine, Phoenix. And on behalf of the University of Arizona College of Medicine, Phoenix, may I say congratulations to the graduates. President Robbins.
Okay, I get to pull that off for a moment. I used to always ask my patients every day. I'd go into their room and I'd say, how are you feeling today? Same, better, or worse? You could always see it in their eyes. And I saw the incredible pride and joy in each of your eyes, but it was really nice to see your infectious smiles, and so that your pictures will be a lifetime memory for you. So now, what you've all been waiting for. By the authority vested in me by the Arizona Board of Regents, and acting on the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the Doctor of Medicine degree with all the attendant rights and responsibilities. Please accept my warmest congratulations. Well done.
Since the inaugural oath of our first class of 2011, the students from each class have composed their own oath as they begin medical school to signify their commitment to the journey ahead. Consistent with the commitment you all made 4 years ago, we will ask you to restate your oath. Graduates, please rise to recite the College of Medicine Phoenix Class of 2021 oath, led by class representative Mohammed Musa and Annalisa Cox.
All right, guys, one more time.
We, the University of Arizona, College of Medicine, Phoenix, Class of 2021, humbly promise to embody the values and fulfill the commitments of the following oath. To my patients, I am here to be your advocate, to care for you holistically, and to respect your autonomy. I recognize the privilege of witnessing your vulnerability. I will be compassionate and never forget my responsibility to you. I acknowledge that my decisions go beyond the clinical treatment and affect your families as well. To my community, I will honor their diversity and practice inclusivity and respect, regardless of the different paths we walk. I vow to conduct myself with integrity, empathy, and humility of the leader and a role model. I devote myself to challenging healthcare disparities through the unconditional care of the underprivileged. To my colleagues, I will embrace the collaboration and professionalism in order to deliver the highest quality of care. I recognize that medicine is not an isolated path. I benefit from those who came before me and accept the responsibility of educating those who come after me. To my loved ones, I recognize your continued sacrifice as I pursue this profession. I am grateful for your encouragement, kindness, and understanding. May I continually reciprocate this love to you. To myself, being a physician requires maintaining my well-being in order to care for my patients. I will recognize my own limitations and challenge myself as a lifelong learner. I will stay humble and promise to cultivate and sustain my wonder and curiosity. It is our shared humanity that creates our value as physicians. Although no two of us are the same, there is zero difference in our mission. Together we are one.
Thank you for joining us all today. This has been a wonderful and a memorable occasion. As the last piece of our commencement tradition, we will be led by the University of Arizona College of Medicine Phoenix Student Choir in singing the Alma Mater. Well, we may have to recapitulate on that at another time. I want to say that this day would not be possible today. We ask that you remain in your seats until the platform party, the graduates, and the faculty have left. You may see your graduate, your new doctor, in the green space. Please note that we have a wonderful professional booth ready to capture wonderful memories from today. The photographers are stationed in the Grand Canyon, which is right through that building behind me. Again, congratulations, class of 2021. turn.